Hey, this is Dave coming at you from Southeast Michigan. Haven't done a video in maybe a couple weeks. We basically got the lift again, and we've been putting in the soffits. I'll probably do another video on that to show you how I did it, how I made the pieces when it's a little bit nicer of a day, sunnier and stuff. We're actually still going to be working today. But basically it's kind of difficult because, you know, I've been staining the boards from a previous video, but you have to basically cut the pieces and dry fit them in on the corners. And then since the tongue and groove are routed on each side, it wouldn't look good if on your beveled cuts up there. Let me get a lower, maybe this one will be better. Once you've made the side cut, the miter cut, it makes sense to router that. All we did is use like a 45 straight router bit with a bearing, and then you just basically make the centerpiece router each side. We just picked a random measurement for the piece based upon how many you could get out of there, which basically turned into like an 1 7/8" wide strip. And then you can see over here you have to make sure that you put in a backer, so no matter where the miter hits you have something solid. And then we went ahead and glued it too, because even though it's being held with screws, over time with expansion contraction, we just figured that glue and screw it's the best way. And we've been working on it for about a week, and we've got a lot of the corners done, because the problem is once you router it, basically you're at square one again with the staining, because then that's an exposed edge. You have to take all those pieces in. We created a plastic room inside. Like, we took our bathroom and made a small little room that's got everything plasticed off, so we have like a hot room that we can still stain even though it's getting colder. And basically with those, what we did is once it's routed on the miters, it's exposed, we stain it, and then we just do one coat of urethane on it, because it's just an edge, just to save time. Because for every corner you dry fit, you're still 2 days. I keep wanting to say basically for some reason this morning, but I'll try not to say basically for the rest of the video. It sets you back 2 days. You have to stain it and then urethane it, wait another day. So in a way, it's like once you dry fit a corner, you can't install the corner stain and urethane for another 3 days out. So we've been doing corners. That's why, you know, this corner I believe is done. We could actually install that one now. And then I did this corner, but since there's another corner on the other side, since they run into each other, you can't do the other corner because you don't know where these tongue and grooves will land by the time you get to the other end. So it's basically what we've been doing. There's a basically right there. And then we ran this one all the way out, so that's what it looks like here. Oh, and then another thing, if you are going to do this, or I even recommend if you're doing vinyl or aluminum or whatever you're doing, well, vinyl and aluminum is not as important because you put the vents in as you go, but in here we're going to be coming back later to cut our vents in. So you can see all these blocks here. As I go, I've just been marking down about an inch or two with an X to let you know where all the blocks are. And then, you know, with those double blocks, I still mark double block. That way when you come back later, and then we might be doing like some soffit lighting in here and stuff. We for sure are going to do the venting because it's code. So you definitely do not want to be searching for blocks, and you definitely do not want to be making a wrong cut. If you make a wrong cut in this, I don't even want to think about it. But we got this side. It reminds me of the saying my dad used to say, inch by inch is a cinch, yard by yard it's hard. And it's one board at a time, gluing about 4 feet out, and then each board takes about 3 screws, because I've been doing a diagonal 45 screw on the tongue, the tongue on the outside, as well as one through a face one, and then one on there. My idea behind that is on this side you're going to be held with a 4-inch freeze board that basically physically holds it in there, and then over here you just have the aluminum that's not as strong. So I figured on the face of it we should have an extra screw, and I just face screw it because the aluminum wraps under there by about an inch. So I've just been staying about 3/4 off the edge. So, and you can't even, like from here I can't even see a screw hole, even if they were out in the middle. You just can't. When you look at it as a whole, it looks really good. Let me go over here real quick and show you the corner here as it's completed and it's a little bit closer. It looks really good, and you've got 24 inches here. I believe this is like 18. So all we did, I just put my level once you have the backer in there. I just put the level from point to point, draw a line, measure 15/16 off that line because that's 1/2 inch and 7/8, right? I think it is. Yeah, and then once I have that side line drawn, I just hold that piece up, cut it, mark it where it has to fit. And I've been leaving about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch gap on each side of the wall and on this, because there's a couple that might be a little long, which they're not too long, like as far as going past, but expansion and contraction, you don't want anything funky going on. You want to have at least an 1/8 of an inch in there, but you're dealing with 24 inches, so you're not going to have that much expansion and contraction. But what we've been doing is, whatever the measurement is, we've been taking off a 1/4 inch, and that's been working out pretty good. But anyways, that's what we've been doing. That's the update on this, and I'll do another video on the basement with the concrete being poured. This is Dave, signing off.